Thanks for watching Dr. Dispatch Tutorials. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video will be on trucking LTL. The LTL module is an optional purchase. Our modules are all more than fairly priced, and pricing is on our website. You can only do LTL on the trucking side. Once it's activated through your license, you go into Truck Dispatch, and it's very simple. You put in a load, the same as any other load, only LTL load is going to be a partial load, less than a truckload. You check mark it as such with the box right here at the top. And you do this with a couple, at least, of LTL loads, so you have some partials to work with. Now, it's as easy as this. You go to the load planning, the LTL button. Here's your available LTL partials at the top that aren't on a trip, and down at the bottom, you're going to build a trip to haul several LTL loads at once. So in this time, I'm just going to generate a new trip. You can check the box here, and it will ask you to enter the trip number if you need a different range of numbers here. And once you get a new trip, you simply drag down the loads from the top onto the trip and let it loose like that, and then come back and grab another one. Need at least two, put that on there. Now we have two loads on this partial. We can double click that and see it here. We have these two pros, these four pickups and stops. Now, at this point, you're going to want to hit the reorder button, and it'll give a unique 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on ID number for each stop. You can't have two number ones, two number twos. Once that's done, you can highlight any stop and move it up or down in the order any way you want to. So you get your pickups basically at the top like that, and do your drops, in fact, in that order, coming from LA to San Antonio to Newark, ready to roll. Put your truck, trailer, and driver on it. Dispatch it just like you would on the regular dispatch screen. The money's all set. It combines the total of the loads that you have below. Have a place for deadhead, trip miles, loaded, everything. You have the ability to print driver sheets or email them here. And you can do some things with tracking. You can take any of the stops, double click it, and change that stop from a planned stop to, say, en route or completed. Kind of allows you to keep track of the load on a stop-to-stop basis. And the statuses are over here to the right, far right side. Also, you have the ability to mark the individual LTL partials through the statuses as they go. And of course, you know, makes sense they'd both be dispatched, but once this one's emptying off the truck and your customer calls, you obviously have something to tell them here. Close the screen, go back to the load board. LTL partials are signified by a check mark here, easy to spot, easy to find, and they mix in with your truckload. Now the trips won't be in here. The trips that you build at the bottom will be on their own tab under the LTL trips. Trip 22, so on and so forth. And there again, you just double click them to bring them up. Pretty easy to do, really. In fact, it's a piece of cake. LTL is normally pretty tough to do in a piece of software, pretty confusing, but the way we've got it down here, it's really easy. And I can't say enough about the ability to change the order of these stops that makes it invaluable when things happen. You get 6 or 8 stops on here, things change up because of appointments and problems. Just highlight them, move them up or down. Now, a couple other things. Let's go back in here. You can take any load and remove it from the trip with this button. All of them, one of them, you know, in case you made a mistake, bring back down, drop another one back, all very flexible. Up here on your partials, another thing that's handy is, for example, dragging up the state column. I have loads coming out of Colorado and out of Texas. Then I might want to know the city. And this allows me to arrange my pickups and my stops easier according to where they go without having to just look through the grid blindly and try and decide. All these buttons are sortable. Drag them up and group them. Whatever you need to do to organize yourself and your freight. You can delete trips, which is rare because that gets rid of everything you've done. You do have the ability, like dispatch, to look at active, all, and of course, you know, just availables, so on and so forth. Also, when you're looking at these partials over here in dispatch, as your people come across them, if a partial signified by the check mark, is on an LTL trip, you'll see this red note and banner as well as what trip it belongs to. Pretty easy. Now there again, in dispatch, you're going to be working with the LTL dispatch screen here to get the loads up and down the road. We don't have a way to show that over here. These are the partials. The full trips are over here under the LTL button. They're at the bottom. Available partials, built trips. Pretty easy. Anything we can do to help anybody, give us a call or email us. We're always here. Thanks. Appreciate it.